Man, oh man, Canelo Alvarez, he got to do something because Erislandy Lara just punched his brother through the fucking ropes and shit. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest of boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. I want to give my thoughts to Erislandy Lara versus Ramon Alvarez, you know, famous brother of Canelo Alvarez. Wow. Erislandy Lara got a WBA or a version of the WBA belt. I don't know why this was, you know, a belt was on the line, but it was the main event in Minneapolis, and he literally, it's not even much to break down. So I kind of want to talk about a couple of other things. It's not much to break down. He destroyed him. Like, first things first, this was an embarrassing build-up training camp for Ramon Alvarez. He missed weight yesterday by 7 pounds, I think it was. You know, I don't have the exact figures off the top of my head. Then he tried again later and still missed it by like 4 pounds. They said that the day of the fight, unofficial weighing, he weighed like 178. You know, we're talking about a 154-pound fight for a title. So this fight, Erislandy Lara was the only guy eligible for a title. Like, if Ramon Alvarez would have somehow beat him, then he wouldn't have been the champion. So lack of discipline. Lennox Lewis talked about it. Lennox Lewis said something, and he was honest, but it was kind of funny to hear. He said it's just like he kind of showed up, and even in the first round he's getting punched, and it looked like he just was there. Like, he was like, let's just get this over with real quick. Get me out of here. That's what Lennox Lewis said. Yeah, he looked unmotivated on the fight. I don't know what type of weight cut. It looked like he showed up kind of for the paycheck, but I understand he had losses before, but this was not the way to go out. And to me, I want to see Canelo versus Lara part 2. Canelo's talking about fighting Kovalev and all this other stuff. I think Lara beat Canelo when they fought years ago. It was good. It was a close fight, but I think Erislandy Lara, he didn't really do himself any favors, but he got off to a better start. And Canelo started doing some body shots late to kind of like closing the fight up. But I had Lara winning by, you know, a couple rounds, round or two. And Canelo, just like I said, you have the complexion for the protection. You never have to avenge your loss. Lomachenko never has to fight Salido again. You know, Golovkin has a tough fight that's disputable, debatable with Danny Jacobs. You never have to rematch him. You know, you can just move on with your career after controversial fights. But then when you look at, oftentimes you look at the black fighters, like Mayweather has a close fight with Castillo that people bring up to this day, Deontay Wilder voice, you know, and he rematched him 8 months later. Sugar Ray lost to Roberto Duran. 8 months later, he rematched him and beat him. And then he beat him a third time, or he beat him a second time in the third fight. Andre Ward fought Kovalev. It was too close for comfort. Some people said Kovalev won. Boom, he rematched him in his very next fight. But Canelo has never put this to bed. You know, he was just kind of content, like, we narrowly escaped. And you never even hear them mention Lara. But based on what Lara did to his brother, I would be up for the rematch. You know, Lara he's been fighting a bit more flat-footed. You know, I don't know if some of that's age, or maybe he's tired of people saying that he has a runner style or boring style, so he's playing into the crowd. Because we also seen this with Guillermo Rigondeaux. He fought, there's a tough Mexican guy he fought on the Jermell Charlo card. I was at the fight, and I'm like, why is Rigondeaux fighting so flat-footed? So it's weird. It's weird with some of the Cuban fighters, because the Cuban schooling is intense. You know, they really go over the basics and stuff like that. But don't get it twisted. I feel like a lot of the guys out of the Cuban school, they can do more. It's just kind of what's brought out, or like, you know, there's certain comfort zones. Like we see Erislandy Lara, he likes to pick his shots, and sometimes he's too economical and stuff like that. But I mean, he's been showing that he can chunk them. The fight with Jarrett Hurd was a fight of the year type of candidate. You know what I'm saying? So he's showing he can fight flat-footed too. Yeah, I mean, it's riskier and it's more dangerous, but he's doing it. But this Ramon Alvarez, he was no match. He just didn't look like he wanted to be there. Looked like he shouldn't have been in the ring. Erislandy Lara's too good. But the good thing for Erislandy Lara is he has the backstory. He beat Canelo. I would have also liked to see Canelo in the crowd, to support his brother. And I don't know what type of relationship they have, but that's kind of weird that, you see some of Canelo's brothers at his fights. Obviously, he's the bigger star, but, Ramon Alvarez fought on DAZN, who Canelo was with, against Brandon Rios. And I don't think they ever showed Canelo. I don't think Canelo went, Like, I've seen Canelo at Ryan Garcia's fight before, but you didn't go to your own brother's fight. You didn't go to the Erislandy Lara fight. So I don't know. Maybe Canelo knew his brother was going to get schooled up. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know their relationship or their family tree like that. But I would have liked to see Canelo. That would be cool. Canelo on the PBC card. But, I guess he probably doesn't want to fight Lara or even promote that. Or maybe he knew his brother was about to get tossed up like Tupac and Casey and JoJo. I don't know. The other thing is, it's crazy how one brother, Canelo, is so good and his defense is on point and he's like really worked at it since the Mayweather loss, and he's overall just a sharp fighter. Not perfect, he has to work on his stamina issue, but his defense is one of the impressive things, upper body movement. And then you look at his brother, Ramon Alvarez, and he has absolutely no type of head movement and defense. So this was a weird main event. I don't think anyone even needed to see it. I don't know how it really became a title fight. But shout out to Lara. I give him props for at least doing what he was supposed to do with a guy who lacks that skill level that he has. Instead of drawing it out to a long 10-round beatdown or 12-round, he just put his foot on the gas and got the man out of there in the second round. So I commend him for that, because that's something historically Erislandy Lara hasn't always done, where he's been doing good with Ishe Smith, but then Ishe Smith later ended up getting stopped by somebody else, by Erickson Lubin or whoever, right? But I think Lara had what it takes to be the first man to possibly stop him, because he was blasting Ishe Smith with some very strong left hands. But Lara, I think I don't know, like I said, age or something, or criticism, he's been a little bit more aggressive getting the guys like Yuri Foreman, Ramon Alvarez out, because there were fights like his fight with Delvin Rodriguez, and he just he was in there with a dead man. He just let him in, like, hang around. It's just like, you can get this guy out of here. You just have to put your foot on the gas. Yes, it's going to be somewhat of a risk, but there's a talent gap. He's not fucking with you skillfully. So, I can understand if you're in there with Golovkin or something, you got to be careful, because Golovkin, is very heavy handed. He could hit you with something and then turn the whole fight around, or even like a John Molina or something. But come on, Delvin Rodriguez, who Cotto knocked out in 3 rounds, you knew he wasn't on your level, and he was showing that, but he just kind of carrying him a little bit. So I'm happy that he did this. I mean, he really put Beats by Lara. He got his own headphones after this performance, because he punched a man. Like in round 1, Ramon Alvarez was getting tagged, and then it just ensued in round 2. And then Lara doesn't get enough credit for his straight left. Oh my gosh, his straight left is like butter. It's butter, baby. Hey, baby, it's like butter, baby. Everyone talks about Pacquiao straight left. Errol Spence got a good straight left, which I got to talk about him in this video too. But Erislandy Lara got a real good straight left. Anyway, he was just rocking the man. Canelo brother head back, bop, bop, bing, bing, bing. And then he fell back to the ropes. His legs were stiff. The weight drained and cut and whatever happened in his training camp. He just wasn't ready for this, because when he almost got knocked out, he got knocked through the ropes. And then, the referee could have really stopped it before he did stop it, to be honest. And then, Erislandy Lara just jumped on top of him, and he was against the ropes, and he was just getting hit. He was just measuring them out, pity-patting some shots, and then sinking the stronger shots, and he was just destroying him. So that's enough. Lara post-fight called out, Erislandy Lara called out Errol Spence, which was a bit shocking. I didn't really expect him to call out Spence, who's a 47-pounder. But, that's good for Spence, because there was a while Spence couldn't get fights. He couldn't, in general, get fights. So now he's getting Sean Porter unification. Crawford wants to fight him. Danny Garcia's actually mentioned him now. And now in the higher division, he has people like Erislandy Lara, who just called him out. So, he has somewhere to go after he does his business at 47. I don't see that happening next, because, like I said, 2 different weight classes. and it's just kind of a weird call out. But I props to Erislandy Lara because he said he wants to fight the best. He said he'll fight anybody. Who else did he mention? He said he'll go up too. He's willing to go up too, so that would be a good thing too. I really wouldn't mind seeing Erislandy Lara at 160. I don't think the weight jump at his age going up, I don't think that would slow him down. He's still going to have much quicker and faster and educated feet than most people up there. Canelo has slow ass feet, right? He has quick ass feet. I can't think of anyone with faster feet. Maybe Andrade. That would be a great fight too. Demetrius Andrade and Erislandy Lara. We've talked about it for years, but I don't know. The options are endless, but I think Erislandy Lara at this point, he should really be gunning for the big fight. Brian Castano, he's cool. He has a good amateur background and stuff like that. He beat Errol Spence, I think, in the amateurs, but he needs to be at this point getting the herds and herd rematches. Try to get Canelo, try to get Demetrius Andrade. Billy Joe Saunders, that would be a very interesting dual southpaw fight. So Erislandy Lara, he showed he still got something in the tank, and he's still a threat. He's still a problem, especially if you ain't supposed to be in there. And yeah, it was just watch the knockout, bro. He knocked him through the ropes. That was bad. Ramon Alvarez looked like he just woke up and got out of bed and showed up. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. Canelo's the money man in boxing, so I don't know if that's enough. Somebody doing that to La Familia, I don't know if that's enough to motivate that rematch. I don't know if his people want it, but it's weird. It's really weird that Canelo's defense is so much tighter than his brother. It's like, what were they learning? Where did Canelo get this style? I guess it's all personal choice. Let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to really talk about the Erislandy Lara outcome, and I wonder what Canelo thinks. Like, you never know, because Canelo's kind of like, I guess, private. You don't really know. But it was a nasty, his brother got tore up. It really didn't even need to be a main event. He just got knocked through the rope. Hey, I'm out. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.